So first and foremost, y'all, I just gotta say sorry we didn't do a live stream for chapter 1031. I had a lot to do this weekend, man. I was really caught up, but I did get to talk about it briefly on Twitch. So make sure y'all follow me on Twitch. Sometimes I stream there. Well, every day I stream there, but that's neither near or there. One of my subscribers asked me to make a video talking about the final war and my thoughts, like who would be there, maybe what cameos we could get, how it's gonna play out. And at first I decided against it because it's such a speculative video that like you could really say anything and not many people could disprove it because we just don't have a lot of information. But a lot of the people in the chat seem to be interested in that topic when he brought it up. So here we are. We're going to talk about what I think the final war could be, when it'll happen, how it could play out, cameos, etc, etc. But before we get into the video, all the boring stuff, man, if y'all are here for One Piece content, you found this in the recommended, make sure that you subscribe, turn on post notifications if you like these videos. I got plenty more on my channel. You can go watch those. Also, drop a like if you want to, man. Make yourself a part of the Synsei Grand Fleet. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the time frame of when the final war could happen. A lot of people seem to think it's going to be a long time before the final war starts, but I think the final war arc may be one of the longest arcs in the story. And hear me out. So I honestly think between the end of Wano and the final war, we don't have a ton in between. Like, sure, there may be an Elbaf arc, there might be like a small Lodestar arc, some Reverie stuff, but after that, I think we're going to the One Piece. And you remember what Edward Newgate said at Marineford, once the One Piece is found, it's going to change the world. It's going to start a huge war. And Oda said that this final war is going to be the biggest war in the series, which means a lot of characters, a lot of things going on, and probably a lot of moving parts, which takes what, class? Time. I think that this may end up being the longest arc in the series. This might be longer than Wano. This final war arc might take a while because there may be so many parts to it. We have everything with the revolutionaries and the world government. We have everything with the Navy, with the Straw Hats, Blackbeard stuff. All of these things could be in this final war. Now, some of these things could happen beforehand, but also some of these things like the Blackbeard fights could happen before the One Piece is found. We'll get into that soon. I'm thinking that it's going to be the final arc in the story, maybe before an exposition arc if we get one. I think the exposition arc is going to be like a time for fulfilling some of the Straw Hats dreams that we haven't got to see yet. I've made a video on that before, but of course Toei took it. So, I mean, it is what it is, but that's neither near nor there. We've kind of talked about when I think it'll happen, how long it'll be, and why. Who is going to be there? Well, we mentioned the revolutionaries. I think once we figure out what's going on with Sabo and the rest of the revolutionary captains, commanders, whatever you want to call them, we're going to know for sure if they're going to be in the final war, and I think they will be. There's no thought in my mind that Sabo is dead. I know a lot of people seem to think that's what the headline said, or it could have alluded to the fact that he died, but I don't think he's dead. I think they either captured him and they're trying to frame it as like a murder / attempted murder, so they can like tell the world he's dead, but they really have him captive, or they're going to capture him and say that he tried to kill somebody and frame him for it so they can keep him and keep that perception in the public eye of, oh, we're the good guys, you know? But once we figure out what's going on with Sabo and whether Luffy and them are going to help him out, or if Dragon and them are going to pull up to help him out, that's neither near or there, and it's not important. What is important, though, is that I believe Sabo and the other revolutionaries will be freed, and they will be in this final war alongside Dragon. I really wish that there was like a saving grace for Kuma, but I think at this point he's so roboted, zombie fried out that it's just inevitable that he's no longer with us. I just don't think that Kuma's going to be a part of the final war or a part of anything we got going on in the story. I think he's gone. I think that Sabo might have killed him, like to put him out of his misery. Shout out to Studio Alex for that theory. I've mentioned it before on the channel. I actually like it a lot. You feel me? I think that theory is kind of accurate. It could actually happen, but the revolutionaries are 100% going to be in this final war. And I think that they're going to be involved with the world government, Emu, the Gorosei, Celestial Dragons, etc, etc. I think this is where we could find out about Dragon's past a little bit, find out maybe if he was a Marine before and then it didn't work out, and maybe that's why Garp is pushing and was trying to push so hard for Luffy and Ace to be Marines. kind of to fit that void and to fix the issue he had with his son Dragon. Maybe Dragon was Marine and things didn't work out, so he's trying to like project onto like Luffy and Ace. A lot of people seem to think that Dragon and Akainu have some sort of relationship. I would love to see if that's the case in the final war, because I mean, who doesn't want to see a Dragon and Akainu fight? I mean, anyone? Does anyone not want to see that? I want to see that. I'm gonna be honest. But what happens, right? Does Dragon die? You know what I mean? Because it's like, is Dragon going to kill Akainu? I don't think so. You know, I think that's going to be Sabo and Luffy's fight, or Sabo and or Luffy. You know, either they're going to be together or apart, but I think that's their fight. So if Dragon fights Akainu before them, does Dragon die? That would be trash, right? Like if we seen him for the first time and he gets killed, which kind of makes me think he isn't going to fight Akainu, but it still would be cool if they had some sort of relationship. Maybe Akainu kills Luffy's mom. I know that's wild. I know that's wild. That was just kind of out there. That was a reach. I'm gonna be honest. That was kind of wild. I know Oda said that he really doesn't care much about Luffy's mom, like making her a character, but he said in the SBS that if Luffy's mom was a character, she'd be really important and powerful. So I mean, hey, could be Big Mom. I'm just kidding. But Dragon and Akainu having some sort of relationship that led to Dragon seeing the corruption of the Marines and then maybe leaving and starting the revolutionaries to go against the world government and the Marines could be cool. We need an origin story for the revolutionaries. That's something that's important, and I think that's something we're definitely going to get during this final war. We're either going to find out through Dragon when he encounters Imu, maybe Gorosei, maybe, or we're going to find out through Sabo, but we're going to find out about the revolutionaries and how they started up and what happened. Imu, the Gorosei, this is something I'm excited for. The Gorosei have weapons, they have scars, and they're old. Oda says that he loves to make powerful old men in his series. Whitebeard, Rayleigh, Garp, Sengoku, these old men that are strong. So the Gorosei probably are fighters. They probably fight, they probably protect Imu, which is why I don't think Imu was most notably a fighter. A lot of people seem to think Imu is going to be like the most powerful person, and they seem to think that Imu is going to have some broken devil fruit, but I think it's the latter. I think the Gorosei are the people that are the strong ones, and they're the ones that protect Imu, or whoever is occupying the throne at the time. They are sworn protectors, they protect them. I think that's why they have scars, why they have weapons, why you got the bald Mr. Clean guy with the Katetsu sword. No, I'm just kidding. But I do think the Gorosei are going to fight. I don't know if they're just hockey masters, if any of them have devil fruits. I have no idea. We don't know. So I can't really speculate on that too much. I would love to see them fight though. I think Imu is going to be revealed to be somebody that had the immortality surgery done on them. I think that's why Law's fruits and that ability in particular got brought up by Dolphy during Dressrosa, because, and not because Law is going to use it on someone, but more so because we need to establish what the ability is, because there's a character or characters in the story that have had it done on them before. I think Imu is that person. I think Imu is from the Void Century, does know Joy Boy, or who the original Joy Boy is. And I think that Imu is from that time period, had the immortality surgery done on them, and that's why they're still here and not dying to age. I think they're going to be some sort of tactical mastermind, very strategic, very strong, but not strong physically, strong mentally. And Emu's going to be a good leader. I don't think that Emu is going to be powerful. Now he could be. Emu could be super strong. And I know that's what most of you guys probably want. You want Emu to be super nice with the hands, have a bunch of cool hockey abilities, have like some broken ocean devil fruit. I know that's what y'all want to see, but I honestly would want it to be the other way around. But that's just me. So the Marines are definitely going to be a part of this final war. I would love to see the Admirals versus some of the Straw Hats. Sanji and Kizaru, but I really want to see Sanji and Green Bull. Y'all guys know that. Akainu and Luffy, maybe with Sabo, maybe by himself, Zoro, Fujitora. Like, these are fights that I want to see, and I think that they could happen during this final war. Depending on what this One Piece is, what it reveals, and what it changes about the world, the Marines are most assuredly going to be involved in this, specifically if the world government is in danger. Because the Admirals are sworn to protect the world government, the Celestial Dragons, and stuff like that. So you know they're not just going to let things fly, especially Akainu. He has a very strong sense of justice. There's no way that something's going to happen and then Akainu's just not going to be a part of it. He's not going to intervene. That's out of his character. That doesn't make sense. Now, what about Yonko? Are there going to be any Yonko involved? Well, let's talk about both sides to be fair. So Big Mom and Kaido, if they don't die here, or they're not captured or out of the story somehow, they are definitely going to be involved. Oda would just get rid of them if they weren't supposed to be involved in the final war. So if they are in the story post Wano, it's most assuredly because Oda has plans for them. Oda would have just gotten rid of them if he didn't. Whether or not it was from killing them being redeemed, them just leaving the story, if they're not needed anymore, he wouldn't keep them here after this huge arc of Wano. It just doesn't make sense. Now, if they are defeated, captured, killed, etc., I do believe that the Yonko system either is going to like cease to exist, or there will be replacements, that of Luffy and Kid, maybe Law if Shanks dies. Now, Kid replacing Shanks would be kind of fire, bro. The one-armed pirate that got his arm taken by Shanks that also has red hair taking over Shanks' spot, that's kind of cool. I'm just saying, Oda will be kind of fire for that. I'm just saying if that happens. But that's a whole nother topic, bro. Shanks dying is something that the community has been talking about forever, at least since I've been here, probably way before that. Like, I mean, they probably saw Shanks and was like, man, he already got one arm in the grave. Like, and I mean, it is what it is after that, you feel me? But I'm more leaning on the Yonko system ceasing to be a thing. If Wano ends with Kaido and Big Mom being defeated, I kind of think it's just going to be like one of those situations where it's like, they don't really have it. But I could also see it being there, and Luffy is of course going to be one of the Yonko. Like there's no doubt in my mind, and maybe Kid and Law jumping in there as well. But Kid and Law are definitely going to be there. I think that Blackbeard being there makes sense. I think during this final war at some stage, Luffy and the Blackbeard fights, you know, and the Straw Hats, that should happen. I don't really want that to happen like pre One Piece. I want it to happen either after they get the One Piece, or I want it to be some cool situation in which Blackbeard gets the One Piece first, which I think would be one of the craziest twists in the story. Like that would be insane. Imagine if Blackbeard found the One Piece and then Luffy had to like beat him to get the One Piece, or to find out what the One Piece is for himself. That would be kind of crazy. I've seen a bunch of theories about that. Shout out to y'all that have made those theories. Not gonna go look for them, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. But I would like to see the Blackbeard fights happen during the final war, not before or after. I think that being the climax of the final war would be insane, would be the cherry on top. Magnifique, I think that's how you say it, for real. Chef's kiss, you feel me? Now, cameos. I think the Straw Hat Grand Fleet are pulling up. I think a bunch of crews are going to pull up. Marco and the rest of the Whitebeard remnants will be there. The Scabbards, if they're still alive, they'll probably be there. Yamato, Momo, like I think everybody's going to be in this final war, bro. There's going to be cameos from characters we ain't even seen, bro. Jin's going to pop up from Baratie. Zeph gonna pop up. No, I'm just kidding. But nah, I really think Germa, like Jinbei, the rest of the Sun Pirates, like I think everyone's gonna be there. The rest of the Big Mom Pirates, even if Big Mom's captured or not in here, like Katakuri's gonna pull up. Like, bro, it's going to be crazy, bro. I really think it's going to be the biggest war for a reason. Mihawk, like everybody, yo, it's gonna be fire. I'm gonna be honest. The cameos are gonna be endless, bro. It's gonna be characters there that we haven't seen in so long. You're gonna be like, who is that? Like Alvida might pull up. You feel me? Like, I'm just saying though, I really feel like Oda's gonna pull all the stops. If this is the last like big arc in the story, Oda's gonna bring all his favorite characters there. All the characters we probably forgot about, bro. The cameos are gonna be endless, bro. It is what it is. But I think, of course, in my eyes, the final war ends with Luffy defeating Blackbeard, having the One Piece. That's how this war ends. I think once everyone is defeated, the dust settles, the world government's taken care of by the revolutionaries, the admirals fall, Blackbeard and everybody fall. Like, I think this is going to be an all-out brawl, bro. Now, I know that some of these characters aren't going to lose. Like, it doesn't make sense for Luffy to be able to fight out a bunch of admirals and then go fight Blackbeard in the same breath. Like, I think it's just going to be a very long arc. There's going to be different parts to the arc. That's what I'm trying to get at. I really don't think it's going to be like a Marine Ford. I think it's going to be like a bunch of different Marine Fords throughout this arc. Like, a bunch of like mini wars, like people going at each other in this arc. That's how I look at it. That's my thoughts. But I want to know all of yours, so make sure you comment down below. And as always, I hope you all are staying safe and healthy during these trying times. This has been Synsei Inc., and I will see you all in the next video.